You are listening to Stink Fight Radio on TV, Episode 1.
Episode 1. Episode 1. Episode 1.
September 2007. Hi, I'm Michael W. Dean. I always wanted to utilize the media to scratch outside my physical surroundings and touch the world. When I was a kid, I fetishized books. I petted them in the library, imagining the fabulous lives of the humans who wrote them. I assumed these people all lived in mansions and had many remarkable friends. When I was 11, I built an FM radio transmitter into the handset of an old telephone. It had a range of about 200 feet. I have no idea if anyone ever heard me, but I'd walk around my little town, speaking my little thoughts into this megaphone to eternity. I felt that I was painting my brain onto the ether, and it seemed more remarkable to me than speaking with my human peers. Later, when I became a published writer, I felt I'd arrived. I'd pound the keys with the ferocity of the 100 tons of dynamite that would etch my words through the thousands of layers of papyrus that would comprise the totality of all the copies that would eventually be sold. I've lived in cities all my adult life. Last year I got married and moved out to the country. I used to think that I had to have junkies pawing through my garbage cans to really feel alive, to have my finger on the pulse as an artist. And I thought that to move out of the city was to give up. Now I know differently. I love it here, and find that I'm far more creative when I'm not concerned on a minute-to-minute basis with not being mugged. I'm digging being married, and I'm digging living in the country. I have, for the most part, stopped writing books and stopped making films. I mostly just podcast with my wife, and we enjoy the heck out of it. Computers rock. You can change the world from your bedroom, with the magic of a phosphorus screen shocked by gold hairs powered by a spinning lodestone. I see computers as a means, not an end. Digital processing is but a tool to scratch my thoughts into the sky and into the future. Because, as I am fond of saying, whosoever dies with their art on the most hard drives wins. I do so much art I can't remember what I did.
Talk, 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 talk.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Daddy.
I like that you're wearing your kitty ears.
Mew.
The cats are surrounding you. They want
They're
more.
confused.
They want wet food. We haven't given them any in a couple days. Why?
Because
It's contaminated. Cats are getting sick from wet food made by several companies.
Yes, well, by a particular company and
Distributed
then
by several
distributed
companies. It's
by
weird
several
when, like,
different-
you know, with globalization, it's such that the stuff isn't made by the people that brag about how well they make it.
Yeah.
It's made by, it's all outsourced. It's all done in India over the internet. So, talk about hedgehogs.
Yes, if you've been following our podcast, you know that we have this bizarre obsession with hedgehogs. And
If anyone's got a hedgehog, we would love to hear an MP3 of the noises they make.
oh, yes, because we have this fantasy that we just shared with you, and we know that that is the sound of a screeching baby hedgehog going,
You can just tell by looking at a picture of one.
yes. So we finally got around to looking them up because I've been telling Daddy, we need a hedgehog. I want a hedgehog. I want a baby
But we
hedgehog.
can't have in California.
Meh. Because they're not
illegal.
specifically legal, and so by operation of statute, they are illegal unless the California Department of Fish and Game
Fish and hogs. By decree
states
of
that
what?
the California Department
No,
of Fish
of
and Game
what?
statute.
Gesundheit.
No.
Tell me more about hedgehogs.
Well, I think last week we mentioned the little story about the hedgie pin for executive rewards. I saw all this internet research was started by the fact that I saw an executive award, and one of the things was a pin with a hedgehog on it, and it came with a little card that said, roll with it, and had a story about hedgehogs when they get in a position in a tree where they can't safely get down, roll up in a ball and fall to the ground. And I thought, hedgehogs climb trees? You know, I imagine them as these kind of ground-dwelling things that lumber along.
They're rewarding workers for behaving that way with a pin.
Yeah, oh well.
You get a raise if you're really good, but if you just roll with things and go into a ball and hide, you get a pin.
Yes. So I decided I had to find find out whether or not hedgehogs can climb trees. And yes, they can. They're very adept climbers. But
However,
like
cats,
they often get into places where they can get up but can't get down. So what hedgehogs will do is they do roll up into a ball and drop, and their spines
cushion the
fall. And while they don't recommend you try this with your pet hedgehog, wild hedgehogs have been known to fall as far as 20 feet without injury.
And it says, to protect the quills from being damaged or lost, the thin stem just above the skin flexes upon impact.
So they're like spring-loaded spines. They're not only spines, but they're spring-loaded.
Hedgies are magical.
Yes.
Okay, talk about the body language of hedgehogs.
Well, obviously, when they roll up in a ball and stick their spines out, they're scared. And if they're unrolled and their spines are standing up, they're bristly. They're displeased or fearful. If the spines on their forehead are sticking up, they're cautious and uncertain.
Okay, this is the one I like.
Spines laying flat all over, everything is fine. He feels comfortable and safe.
I like the idea of a comfortable, safe hedgehog.
Yes.
We quit smoking.
Wrapped in each
We're on
other's arms.
day 4 of not smoking. And we're doing pretty well with
We're
it.
not doing too bad.
We're on the patch and the gum and the suppository and the injections and the shock treatments and no, just the gum and the. I love that thing that comes with the gum, the little CD. Oh, picture yourself in a calm, flowing ocean at the bottom of it. I don't know. It's like
Drowning
new age
your...
music with a synergy of poetry and ad copy read over it.
Clone the Homeless podcast.
New free episodes weekly. No iPod needed. Clone the Homeless.
No advertising needed because we're maintaining our amateur status so we can compete in the Olympics.
Why don't you read some Michael Dean quotes? Here,
I have a bunch of
Michael
Dean.